see it. Do what?
Hey, fat fish heads. It's time for another edition of the hottest new podcast on all platforms, Fat Fish. Sit back and strap yourself in for the wildest ride on the open seas. Now, flap your fins for the fabulous Fat Fish brothers, Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
We are back, baby. Number 84. Your hair looks good today.
Thank you. And so does yours, man. You went from the disheveled look to looking like you are absolutely, I guarantee you, you are doing the new Lou Abbott and Bud Costello story, Lou Abbott and Costello. You're the one that looks like the bigger fat guy.
I like that. I like
Sorry.
being the bigger fat guy.
Nah. You look great, man. You look what happened to you last week? Tell America how you
I lost all my internet service, and then I tried to save it, but it just didn't happen. And by the way, I've been getting so much love from your interview with Jeff Ezel. Oh, you did so fantastic. You stepped up, buddy. Really good. I've watched it twice. I am so impressed. You're the greatest. Thank you so much.
I have a little talent, this mop on top of my head. But you know who really has talent? This is the third or fourth time we brought this guy on. And what a perfect guy to celebrate with you and I. As the Dodgers right now, we're recording. So as we're recording this, and I'll drop this after, the Dodgers are celebrating throughout LA. Every single street that this guy drives his lift on, the Dodgers are going down from Chavez Ravine downtown. And we're celebrating the Dodgers with this guy, the Philly Thang, my brother, my good friend, my great customer with his wife, Deshaun. Give it up for Jason Philly Thang Bennett.
JB in the house.
JB's in the house.
What up, fellas? What up?
What up, buddy?
You know, real quick, whenever Brad's not on the show, it takes. Last week was tough doing it because I need you know what I need? I need this. I need it. I need that every week. That's my brother. By the way, Jason, I'm gonna say this, on the show. Brad's coming to town for his birthday. So Wednesday or Thursday night, he's gonna meet your wife, and we're gonna have a little celebration for him at the wonderful Shucks Tavern on North Durango.
I'm all for it. Let's get it.
Mrs. B. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, she's tough, dude. She'll take you. She'll arm wrestle you, brother, for money and kick your fucking ass.
Take me apart. Oh, I love it.
JB, we're in hog heaven right now. You've gone through it. You recently the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Brad and I haven't had a championship in a while. The Lakers did win a championship in 20. That's not really him. The Warriors and everything. But the Dodgers are so high right now. Give us your take on that World Series from a guy that's you don't have a dog in the race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have no dogs in the race, but at the same time, I knew who the better team was. It's not because I can't stand the Yankees or what have you, but the Dodgers were hot. They beat one of the hottest teams coming into the playoffs, which was the Mets, and the Mets were on a hot streak. So it's like when the Dodgers came in. And then it was like the Dodgers and the Mets. I was like, Dodgers are clearly a better team. And I said, if the Dodgers get past the Mets, they're going to win the World Series because Yankees is nothing but all hitting, but they don't have that timely hitting like the Dodgers can. They can hit home runs, of course, but they also can play small ball as well. So I just knew that the Dodgers, like when they took the first two games in LA, I was like, the series is over. The series is over. And then they came to New York and won the first game. And then they had the blowout, with the Yankees. It was like, that's the only game they're going to win. And then game 5, the Yankees imploded on themselves. And the Dodgers took advantage. Every time the Yankees did something bad, the Dodgers came about and just, scored runs, and they just took advantage of it. So I just knew the Dodgers was going to be the hot team going in. And here we are a couple of days later, world champions, Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's get it. Yeah.
By the way, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
I like humble players. Like the showman, he's amazing. He always bows and he says hello to the umpire.
Yep.
But on game 5, when they were down 5-0,
Mm-hmm.
the shortstop Chaz hit a home run. He ran
Oh,
off the base as normal, but he did a little dance before he hit home plate. I knew right there the
yep.
Yankees were in trouble. You don't show up the Los Angeles Dodgers in,
Yeah.
in your crib, and
Yeah.
that was it. And then all of a sudden the errors started, the balk, all that stuff, and we capitalized. We capitalized on it. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Brad,
just
what was it like? Excuse me, Jay. What was it like,
yeah.
Brad? Because you're born and raised like I am in LA, and you get a chance to watch that with your dad, and you watched it in 1988 with your dad, and you watched it in 1981 with your dad. And I watched some World Series. My daddy's gone, but I mean, what a special moment. Tell me your dad's reaction.
Oh, he was going crazy. He was loving it. He really was loving it. And we both were like looking at each other like, I mean, he said it. He goes, they're gonna come back. I go, really? I go, yep. He saw Chaz do that thing. We both looked at each other. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. But my
Yeah.
dad knew. He said they're gonna come back, and they really did, and it was incredible. It was, who is underrated, who made every right move? Dave Roberts.
Yep.
Wasn't he unbelievable, guys? He
Hall of
made
Famer,
Yeah.
go
when
Hall
he
of
went out
Fame.
to
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
when he went out to Trenton and he said, "Listen, what do you got left? What do you got left in the tank?" He goes, "I got you. I got
Mhm.
enough." And he turned around, went back to the dugout. We thought he was going to take him out, right?
Mhm.
Sure.
Great move. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
check out these stats, Jay. I want JB. You played, so I want you to listen to these stats because the Yankee fans are crying. They're so myopic. The Yankees hit 250 as a team. They had
Mhm.
37 strikeouts. Judge hit 167, but the two Dodger studs, Brad, for home runs are Max Muncy and Shohei Ohtani. They went
Mhm.
2 for 29. All
Yep.
right.
Mhm.
So the Dodgers did timely hitting with Betts. Mookie Betts is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
underrated.
Freddie Freeman, this young kid Edmund. So it wasn't
Mhm.
so much that the Dodgers dominated from because I just said they had two of their studs were horrible in this series.
Yeah.
Bottom line is the Dodgers are a better team. I don't want to hear this shit from Michael Case and saying, well, the Dodgers are the best team money can buy because the
Yeah.
Yankees payroll is only 20 million less. And you know what? If you don't like it, people, about the payrolls in baseball, don't watch. There's no salary
Yeah.
cap. It's the way it is. Okay.
Yep.
And Juan Soto, welcome to the Dodgers when free agency starts.
We coming to the Phillies.
You got
Oh, the
going to the
Phillies.
Phillies.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, it's the next man up. That's the
Yeah.
great thing about the Dodgers. They're so stacked. When
Mhm.
you bench Chris Taylor, hello, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
guy who just
Yeah.
came in to run, you're like, what kind of Dodgers are going to be better next year? That's what I heard.
Mhm.
Well, when you win, think about the run 11, 12 straight playoffs. That hasn't happened since the Yankees. I mean, you know, I'm a Raider fan. I'm looking at 30 out of the last 35 years. If they
Yeah.
lose the next couple, let me show you just a meme real quick, and we'll get out of
Mhm.
this, and we'll get into some more sports, and then we're going to talk about. We're transitioning Brad. Look how good he looks. He's got his haircut. I mean, this guy look. You know what you look like? I figure out what you look like. You look like Robert De Niro in The Untouchable. You look like Al Capone. You know,
Okay.
you look like Al Capone. I got to show Brad and the Philly thing this meme because it means a lot to us. And Valenzuela, Fernando Valenzuela just died.
Uh,
This is the Dodger Field of Dreams right now, JB.
Mhm.
Let's go
uh,
Oh
home, Fernando. The
yeah.
job is done.
Yeah.
And it's
uh,
Fernando for our listening audience on Podbean, Brad and
Yeah.
and Philly Dang. It's
Yeah.
Fernando and Lasorda walking through the cornfield towards
uh,
heaven. And
uh,
goosebumps. It means a
Yeah.
lot to Dodger fans and LA to get this championship. Because LA is the only city I know of that has a pro football team well, maybe New York, sorry, Yankees, that
Mm.
baseball is more popular than football.
Yeah.
Ask you this, Philly thing. I'm talking too much. Are the Phillies more popular than the Eagles?
No, no, no. I mean, it's Philadelphia is a football town. 100%. We have some good sports teams in Philadelphia, but the hierarchy in Philadelphia goes football, baseball, basketball, and then hockey in Philadelphia. So yeah. And just to touch on the point that you just made about Fernando, did you know Fernando played a year with the Phillies at the end of his career?
Yeah, they
So,
do.
Yeah,
we have a little love for Fernando too, in Philadelphia as well. So when he passed away, they did a little montage for him on NBC Philly for Fernando. So yeah, he's a good guy. He was a great guy, great
great,
person. Yeah, great pitcher.
great pitcher, great family man. I saw
Yeah.
his, they
Yeah.
honored him at Dodger Stadium. You saw his kids and his beautiful wife. I tell you something, I don't understand guys sometimes. The good ones, they leave us too soon. Like John
Yep.
Candy, his birthday was yesterday. I
Hmm.
always honor him on his birthday because he's my favorite of them all,
Hmm.
and one of the funniest guys ever. It's amazing. Belushi at 33, Farley at 33, John Candy at 42. I don't know. And then the people, then Charles Manson, a mass murderer, lives till almost 90. I don't
Yeah.
understand it, but
Well, you know what? It's not fair because the three top comedians of that time, all abused their bodies. Huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Valenzuela didn't, and he
Yeah.
just had cancer, and
yeah,
he died.
uh,
Unfortunately, we don't want to lose anybody,
Hmm.
but it is it's a tragedy. Talk about pitchers. You guys know who this guy is, Brad?
that's
Is
is
that
that you?
is that Bobby Darin? Is that one of the guys? Bobby
Bobby
Darin's a
Darin.
Philly
Wow.
guy. Do you know
Yeah.
who that is, JB?
I
And
do
this is
not.
he was going out to do a Sunset 66 take in Hollywood.
Mhm.
That's Sandy Koufax.
Oh yeah.
Look at
Okay. Yeah.
Koufax, Brad.
Wow.
Look at that
Wow.
still shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of the greatest Dodgers of all time. Wow, the
Yeah.
Yeah,
left.
and he's there. He was in the stadium he traveled with the team, and he looks great
Oh,
at 78 years old.
God, is
It,
he good?
Awesome.
yeah, it's
Awesome.
it really is a great sport. And
Mm,
last thing I'll say for it, and I hate to bring it on. I know you're the biggest Philly fan I know, but
mm.
this will be indelled in my memory right there. Look at that. You know,
Ah, yes.
uh,
Yeah.
Champions of the world, baby.
it's a kid's game. It's a
Yeah.
kid's game, and
Yep.
Yeah.
we all
These are
grew up with it. And I'm glad that the ratings were phenomenal.
Yep.
And we move on.
yeah.
So Philly thing.
Yo.
Tell me how you get the name Philly thing, and then tell me what's it like to have a football team that can score a touchdown.
Well, the name kind of came about through who our quarterback is, and then you kind of hit on it again when we was at the bar again. I was like, hold on, that makes sense. I said I got to get some T-shirts made with that name on there. So
Philly
that
thing.
the phrase kind of got coined by Jalen Hurts a few years ago when we went to the Super Bowl, and they say it's a Philly thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that they always say, yeah, it's a Philly thing. So like cheesesteaks are a Philly thing. I eat cheesesteaks when I come to see fish. So it's like pretzels is a Philly thing, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So that name kind of stuck. And then so it's just a Philly thing. So it's a
I
Philly
love
thing.
it.
It's just the way that we do things in Philly, and then we just coined the phrase Philly thing. So
Right.
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Did you
We
get those T-shirts made? Did you get those T-shirts made?
No, I'm going to get them made, and I make sure Fish wears one as well, and I'm gonna send one to you too.
All right.
Right.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
that
We'll wear it
going,
on the
baby.
podcast. You wear it, and
Yes,
you
sir.
know, God, it's so good to see Brad. I feel like I haven't seen Brad in like 3 months. And it's to look him. Wait till my wife. My wife has a crush on Brad.
What?
Yeah, she
Wow.
does. Yeah. If I give her a hall pass, Brad, can I get one of your hookers?
You know what? If I get to make love to Vicky Snyder, let me put it this way: you get two
Please,
hookers. You get two hookers. Okay.
please help me out. No. So let's change gears. We're right in the middle of football season, and the
Yep.
Eagles have won 3 in a row. And I like the Eagles before I met them. Jason's one of my dear friends,
Mm,
and not only is he a great customer at the bar. I met him. We've gone through that maturation, but the love of sports that we both have. I've always liked Philly sports,
mhm,
and I think your football team right now is the playoff team. I
mhm.
think you and the Commanders are going to battle out for the division. What at the halfway point? What's it going to take for the Philadelphia Eagles, to all our Philadelphia listeners and viewers out there, to make that extra step to get towards the Super Bowl? What are you looking at as a guru of that team?
I think it's It's down to the to coaching. If the coaching stays the way it is, let you get position coaches for a reason. So like your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, let those guys do what they do best. You know what I'm saying? Let those guys run the team. If the head coach is actually trying to inject himself into what the offensive coordinator is trying to do, then that's where they kind of butt heads and things don't work out. You saw what happened to the Eagles after the 10-1 start last year. You know, when Sirianni tried to take over the team somewhat during the end of the year, we fell off. We lost the last 6 of 7 games and the playoff game. So let the coaches do what they got to do. So things look like they're working well as they are right now with Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator and Dick Fangio as the defensive coordinator, because you know we got off to a kind of a rocky start. I mean, we were in that first game in Green Bay, in Brazil against Green Bay, and then we lost to the Bucks, and we lost to Atlanta, and it was teams that I knew that we should have beaten, but it's like the coaching wasn't there yet. So now that the coaching is coming around, you see Saquon running. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a throwing team just because you have Brown and you have Smith on the outside. You got Dallas Goddard and you got Saquon. You know, you got to be able to mix it up and keep going forward. And things are, you know, they seem like, you know, they're turning into a well-oiled machine right now, and it is looking like nothing but high times in Philadelphia, because they looking like that 22 team again, if they can keep this going.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
How's your podcast going, by the way?
Say again.
Oh, how's your podcast going?
Is not up and going yet, but
Oh,
I'm
not yet,
you know, I'm still trying to get, you know, get it up and running. I'm still missing a few things, but you know, eventually I'm going to get it going on, and I'm coming to Fish, and I come to you guys and ask for some help and getting it
Sure.
started up, probably as some of my first guests that's on my podcast. So
Do you have
I just got an email. Okay.
Mm.
Wow. Dave Bonanno from Parasitic, New Jersey.
Mhm.
Ask Al Capone over there how he felt when Geraldo Rivera tried to break into his vault and there was a bottle of wine. He wishes there was cheeseburgers in there. Hey, check us out. This is JB and me. That's
Oh, God.
you know, that I'm NFL season and the NFL draft. Change gears.
Yeah.
NBA. I cannot believe the great start that the Warriors are off to right now. I've been following the NBA like crazy.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, the Lakers are jerking off because Bronny scored his first basket. I
Mhm.
want you guys to go off because you know more about the NBA than I do. What's your take on the first week?
Brad, you want to go first, or you want me
go first.
just jump in there? Yeah. So I think, you know, NBA is 82 games, so you know, doesn't matter how teams start. Does it just doesn't matter how you end? I would say. So there's some teams that's hot like the Warriors. Will they come back down to earth? I don't know, because Warriors without Clay, and then they put in Buddy Hield. Seemed like it was a perfect fit for them, and they're playing great basketball right now, because Buddy Hield, I think, is behind Steph Curry as far as 3 points made in his career. So that it was a perfect fit for the Warriors, and they're just killing teams. They were like the first team in NBA history to win their first couple of games by 35 or more points or something like that, something crazy like that. But the Lakers, I think they're going to fall back down to earth because, you know, the whole Bronny situation and things like that. But AD is playing out of his mind right now. So that's a good thing for the Lakers. But seem like they always come back down to earth once the season gets started good and things of that nature. Now, you got some teams in the NBA that I'm shocked that, you know, probably have one win right now, but it's still early right now. I'll take my Sixers for example. They like 1-3 right now, but they are missing their top two players in Joel Embiid and Paul George, so they're not playing right now. Boston looks good, you know, as well, but they've even lost the game. So, and then you got Cleveland, who's 5-0. Hey, they haven't lost the game yet. This is like, go figure. Cleveland of all teams. So yeah, it to me it is not how you start, is how you finish. And I think the cream will rise to the top toward the end of the year, and you'll see those good teams like Boston, Philadelphia. You'll get teams like the Grizzlies and OKC at the end of even Denver with Jokic and those guys. They'll be there at the end of the year. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, JB. The Golden State Warriors. I'm going to give you one name: Steve Kerr. This
Yep.
guy's got 9 rings. This guy knows how to gel players, how to bring them
Yep.
together. I
Yep.
was sad that Clay left, but you know what? Next man up, and
Yep.
they're all humble. Look at Steph at the top. The guy makes big money. He's a superstar. He's a Hall of Famer. He's the greatest shooter in NBA history. You know what? Never count the Golden State Warriors out, ever. And I
Mhm.
do agree with you. I think the Lakers will fall back to earth.
Mhm.
Sadly, I mean, Bronny's going down to the G League. You know that
Yep.
eventually. But
Yep.
to watch LeBron, I'm a huge fan. He's 42 years old, fellas. At that, and he still plays at that level. I mean, he's such an enigma. He's amazing. He really is. But I
Yep.
think it's going to be a great season,
Mhm.
and teams that you didn't think will, make a play, they will. They will.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just love the game. I
LeBron
love.
playing like he's 30.
Who's 30?
I said LeBron is playing like he's 30.
Oh, like he's 30. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who knows when
He's
he'll retire?
motivated.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
He's
Yeah.
motivated to play with this kid. He wants to, go out on top. I want to, before I get to something political, I want to ask you guys
Mhm.
something that's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
What is the love affair? And I'm going to curse with
Go ahead.
fucking Aaron Rodgers. They win one game. I'm watching McAfee getting ready for this thing. An hour of how they're a playoff team. They're 3-6. Okay. What is the love affair with flat earther? I'm inoculated. I go to the dark room. I jerk off with hemp. What is the fascination with Aaron Rodgers? I don't get it. JB, you guys go off. I'm asking you guys.
I think it's just the old Aaron Rodgers. People are still, thinking about the old Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay. It's like he's not
Yeah.
the same guy in New York. You could see evidence of that last night and throughout the season. It's only going to take like one or two more losses for the just season to be over, and it's like it could have been over last night. You know what I'm saying? But Texans, they dropped the ball last night, but at the same time, it's like that game could have been the Texans, and they could have won it, and they would have been 2-7. And it's like your season is pretty much over, in the AFC. So,
Yeah.
but
Not
I think
according to
it's
the
just,
pundits. Not
Yeah.
according to Mike Tannenbaum and Pat McAfee. They're back. They won
I
one.
don't
They
know
lost
why
5 in a row, and they win one, and they're back. He's
Yeah,
got
I
something
don't.
on. He's got something on these people because it's constant Aaron Rodgers. I turn it off. Brad, how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers, Brad?
Not a fan. Not a fan. Aaron Rodgers, it's over. Put a fork in him. You know,
Yeah,
after blowing out his Achilles or what happened last season, he'll never be the old Aaron Rodgers. He's still a cocky mother effer.
yeah,
And by the way, it's over. I mean, McAfee. I don't know what these fucking guys are watching and what they're
yeah,
saying. It's like, wake the fuck up. It's over. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. Let's talk about this. What about the Kansas City Chiefs?
yeah.
Incredible. They could to repeat. I mean,
Thank
Patrick
you.
Mahomes. Oh my gosh, he could get. I mean, the guy could get out of any mess. I mean, he's that spectacular and great coach. Another
Yeah.
great coach. It's the
Yeah,
coach.
I asked a question in one of my sports rooms that I usually go in and chat with guys and things of that nature. And I asked, I said, what is it about Kansas City that whatever team that Andy Reid put together with the Kansas City Chiefs, and you can look at the team and it's like this team ain't winning nothing, but they can have Patrick Mahomes, and he seems to be able to get it done. Whatever players you put on the team, he's able to get it done. The defense is not the best defense in the world, but they seem to get it done. The offense is not the best offense in the world, but the guys still seem to get it done. and it's like nobody. What's the reason why nobody can beat this team? They don't look like a juggernaut, but they are, right? So I don't know. I don't know what it takes to beat San Francisco. Kansas City, but I'm just trying to figure out what magic does Andy Reid have that team just seems to do it every year, year after year after year. I
Yep.
know
Yeah.
Andy Reid is a great coach. I miss him. I miss him like crazy. I wish he would have never left Philadelphia, but hey, he's done big things since leaving Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My take on the NFL this year, halfway point, it's the year of the injury. There's been more injuries than ever.
Yep.
And the rookie quarterbacks, the ones that are starting, are very impressive. Jaden Daniels, Caleb
Hmm.
Williams, Drake
Hmm.
May's got 6 touchdowns and 1 pick with the shitty Patriots. And Bo
Yeah.
Nix is, as much as I hate the minute being a Raider fan, Bo Nix is really is starting to improve every game in Denver. Okay, change gears a little bit. 4 days from today is probably, in my lifetime, to 64 years old, the most
Hmm.
important election in my lifetime. I don't give. We got look. I have to play in the middle, so I don't really give away my political what I do. Okay.
Hmm.
I like a lot what Brad thinks. I'll say that. But I will tell this to people that come in the bar and people that listen to us. If you don't vote, you don't have a say and you can't complain. Don't you guys
Yep.
agree?
Yep.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
no need to complain about how it turned out or if it could have went this way, but it's like do what you're supposed to, do what you're supposed to do. Do your due diligence, find out about each candidate or whatever the case is, and go vote. You know what I'm saying? It's like my vote don't matter anyway. No, you live where we live at. We live in a swing state, so it definitely matters here in Nevada. If you live where Brad lives at in California, what that's about in California. So, um,
Right.
but um, but yeah, you gotta do your due diligence, find out about the candidates, see what you like about the candidates, and vote the way that you feel as though you need to vote for you and your family or whatever the case is, no matter what your political affiliation may be or may not be. Vote for you and vote for the things that you know is right for you. So it's like, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. That's what we know. So, yeah,
Yeah. We're
Well,
in the greatest country in the world, fellas, and you
yeah,
have a right to vote.
yeah,
Vote because, like you guys said, at the end, don't complain. You have
yep,
nothing to complain about because you did nothing. You
yep,
sat on the sidelines, right?
yep.
I mean, every vote counts. They say it's going to be a tight race. Maybe,
Hmm.
maybe not. You never know. I mean, I go back to Hillary Clinton and Uncle Lumpy Trumpy. He didn't want. He just ran to run and say, "Oh, look, they didn't want me. Woe's me," and they cheated and all this stuff. But all of a sudden, he's sitting there watching with his family, and all of a sudden, Hillary was blowing him away, and then they started inching back and
Hmm.
inching back and inching back, and he eventually won.
Yeah,
It's never. I mean, look. Dodgers were down 5-0. Never give up. You never
yep.
know.
can I correct you, Brad?
No,
Hillary never
no,
blew Hillary never blew anything on Donald Trump. That might have been Bill on Monica Lewinsky. So let's get the facts straight.
oh, come
You got to
on.
get the facts straight. It's a fact check. We have to have
What's
some
wrong with
humor here
using
on
a
Fat Fish.
cigar?
We got
What's
the Philly
wrong?
thing here, man. Philly, Philly's the greatest city in America I've never been to. I'm
Yeah.
jealous. I've never been to
Oh,
Philly, and I love everything about Philly. That's a bucket list for me. All
You
right,
gotta
Brad
go.
sends me
yeah,
Philly
I gotta
Philly
go this.
thing. Brad sends me a YouTube thing that I couldn't get on the show because they didn't give me the rights to do it. But it's
Hmm.
about if you're gonna pick up on a woman, what the woman wants to hear or not hear from a man. Brad, can you enlighten him and get it? Because you should see this guy, man. This guy's a stud. Not only is his wife a beautiful woman, but all her friends are beautiful, and the cousins are beautiful, and Uncle Larry's beautiful. They walk in, it's like the Miss Universe, Mr. Universe contest in Shucks. You don't need me to bartend. They can get back there and do it. What did this guy say about what a woman wants to hear or not hear in their first impression, or whether or not you're going to get lucky?
Well, my friend, God rest his soul, Jay Sirkin. I've been friends with him since I'm 16 years old. He passed away very sadly. He always told me when I worked at the Hollywood Tropicana with all these strippers and these beautiful women. He goes, don't show them any attention. When they're talking to you, look down. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, remember what I say. If you show no game, you show them no attention and walk away, they look at, what the hell? Look at my body, look at my face. And that's a challenge for them. And that's really what the guy said. Don't be all over them, send them flowers and candy. They don't like that because it's the game is over. It's all a game, baby. It's all a game. I don't like playing the game, but sometimes and usually that you got to play the game to get the girl.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. What about you, Philly Thang? I know you've been married a long time, but you were once single like I was back in the 18th century. And were you open the car door and flowers, or you just say,
no,
get in the car, we got to
'cause
go. We got
like,
7:30 appointment at dinner.
when you first meeting somebody or somebody that you like, and you kind of checking them out on the peripheral, you might be at a bar or whatever the case is exactly what Brad said. You know what? The more attention you don't show them, they're wondering why you're not paying attention to them like all the rest of the guys that's probably gawking at them and looking at their body and all kind of stuff like that. But there's this one dude over here in the corner that's not paying me no attention. So that becomes more of a challenge to them to find out why you're not looking at them in the same way that everybody else is. So it's like your chances go up exponentially, versus the guys that's sitting there and making faces at them, licking out their tongue and all kind of stuff at them, that kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
So
my buddy Jay, he worked with me at the Hollywood Tropicana. He was a referee, and all the girls loved him. They gawked over him. I go, Jay, what do you got? Is it a cologne? He goes, I pay them no attention. I just walk away. They talk to me. I'm not even listening, and they're like, what the fuck? Like you said, JB, why is Jay acting that way? I mean, gosh. And that becomes a challenge. And a lot of these girls, they like the bad boys. Like, Fish, you're a bad boy. And that's a challenge. The bad boys, they work. It's so sad that these girls go for the bad boys because at the end of the game, they're 40 and alone. I pulled out every one of them that way. But it's happy medium. It's happy medium. You can be I always tell them, I'm a nice guy, but teach me to be a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? They like that. They like that. Oh, I'll teach you. I go, great. You run the show. They like that too.
Yeah.
So, that the guy, when I saw that online, I go, wow, we got to talk about this on the show.
Absolutely. Well, I got to tell you JB's story. 2 weeks ago, he's in there and he's sitting at we have a long S bar that faces 3 big screens. And this dude comes in. Remember this, JB? And he's hitting on every girl in the joint.
Oh,
and finally, one of the girls goes like to me, and I go, hey man, get away from her. She doesn't want to talk to you. His buddy gets involved, and as they're walking out, I get them to go out. They look and see JB, his beautiful wife, her other Fang friend, her sister, all beautiful women sitting there. And JB just looks at him and says, "Ain't nothing for you over here." The way he said it. And the 2 guys went, "Dude, we get the fuck out of here." It was great. He goes, just a calm face. He goes, "There ain't nothing for you over here."
I love it.
They was hitting on every woman that was in that place, and it's like the dude that I think he had that one young lady kind of cornered over there, but back in the backside of the bar over there, and I was like, dude, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Right. And it was like,
get away from her. She doesn't want to talk. You know what's funny, Brad? And you're going to be there when you come in. We have strippers coming in there. So I remember a couple of guys 3 strippers walk in, and there's 3 guys, and they're trying to talk to them. And they're playing their video poker, Brad, and they're eating crab, and they're drinking. And I pulled one. I knew one of the guys aside. I said, "Mike, come here." I said, "You know the ticket to talking to a girl is when they notice you. They know you're sitting there. If a girl looks up and says, 'Hey, what are you drinking? What game are you playing?' You're in. That's an in. Jump." But if they're sitting there, and some guys just don't get it. The ego is like, hey, I'm good looking. I got the good cologne on. I'm going to go talk to them. Doesn't work that way. Women have the power always. A woman could walk into any nightclub and pull we're single, any of one of us out. We could go to a nightclub sometimes and get unlucky and go home with our hands. That's it.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm going to tell you guys a story. So whenever I see a hot girl in my lift, when you take a ride with Chunky Love here, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a good time. So I asked the girls, I go, what's the cheesiest pickup line you've ever heard? And I go, I will tell you the winner in the Chunky Love Mobile. So they, tell me this, they tell me that. Oh, you dropped from heaven and blah 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 and all this stuff. But I said, here's the greatest one. Hey, baby, how you doing? Your last name must be Campbell's because you're good.
Oh,
That's a great line. Oh my, I'm going to use that. I tell the girls,
man.
take it and run with it. Oh, when I heard that, I go, genius. I love it because girls like funny. They want you to have some sort of a game, right? I mean, a lot of these can look at me. I got great abs. But you have no personality. The girls don't want that. It's sad. It's just sad. These guys think they know how to pick up women. They don't know shit.
I think being a gentleman works. There's a scene in Bronx Tale when he says to the kid, you don't have a winner. You open the car door and put her in the front seat. Then walk out behind the back of the car. If she leans over and pulls up the knob, the door, the old cars back then, she's a winner. If not, dump her. If you open the car. I mean, I still believe in that. I still believe in opening the car door for a woman. I walk girls out. JB sees that at night. I walk women to their cars. I still think being a gentleman has something. You can still be a bad boy and be a gentleman, can you, Brad?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of these girls say, "Oh, my husband was bad. Now I made him good." But a lot of these girls, they like the bad boys. I'm like, why bad boy? Like, I'll give you an example. JB, you come in the Tropicana, female mud wrestling, and I go, hey, Amy, you got to meet my boy, JB. He's the greatest. He's successful. He's got a house in the hills. He's kind. He's just everything. She goes, yeah, nice to meet you, JB. Who's that guy who just walked in all tatted out in the orange jumpsuit from LA County Jail? I want to meet him. I go, why? They just, I want, they say, I'm going to save him. I'm going to change him. You're not.
Yeah.
Never. I mean, I'll tell you, it was one story. So this girl, April, she's my favorite girl. She goes, I just broke up with my boyfriend. If he comes in here tonight, kick his ass out. I go, April, calm down. We got customers. So I'm walking around, show starts. There he is. So, a guy who's all tatted out, and he's 5'3", but he wears cowboy boots to make himself 5'7". You know that guy? So I walk over to the guy and
John Hyatt.
Johnny Hyatt. He's long in love.
Right.
So I go, buddy, it's time for you to go. He gets up and he goes, listen, fat man, I'm not going anywhere. I go, fat man? Okay. So I turn to the security guy. I go, hey, Lionel, do me a favor, call 911. And he looks at me and he goes, why are you calling 911? So I walk right into his grill and I look him right in the eye. I go, listen, you motherfucker, you got one shot at me and then I'm going to fucking kill you. He backs up and leaves. Okay. The problem, the next night, I'm standing outside talking to security. We're laughing, telling jokes. And all of a sudden he drives up in April's brand new Mercedes convertible. She gets out for work. He drives off. I go, April, what the fuck did I do last night? She goes, oh, he came over after work and we had makeup sex. What the fuck? You know what? Guess where he took her car? To another strip club. Okay?
Wow.
They're all these guys are the worst. They know how to work these girls. They do.
Absolutely. Hey, that is Al Capone, Grunny Snacks. The Philly Thing's in the house. I'm the Gentleman Fish. You can catch the Fat Fish podcast on Facebook Live, YouTube, DBTV, Roku, Podbean.com. Please, thank you, our listeners. We're building an audience there. Clips of Fat Fish, TikTok 6134. All right, guys. Who wins the election on Tuesday, Brad?
I don't think it's as close as people think. Kamala Harris will be our next president of the United States.
JB?
With the latest polling that I saw yesterday, she was winning in 2 swing states and tied in another. So 5 points in Wisconsin and Michigan and tied in Pennsylvania. I got to give her the foot ahead. I think it's going to be Kamala.
In the history of the presidency, we said this on 3 different I go back and look at all the podcasts. I don't repeat myself like some people on the show. Whoever wins the Rust states, Philadelphia, your state, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio. Whoever wins that has won the presidency. Joe Biden won 3 of them and lost Ohio. Trump swept it in 2016. Right now it's tied. She's got the edge in Michigan and Wisconsin, and he's leading a little bit in Pennsylvania, and he's got Ohio. Ohio's J.D. Vance. So it is going to be the closest race, I predict. It will not be determined Tuesday night or Wednesday. It's going to be. You talk about ratings. Oh, okay, the greatest World Series ratings and the Super Bowl ratings. Who's not going to be sitting there watching their TV sets anywhere you are at 6 o'clock at night Eastern time or about the election? But please, people. I talk from to my dear people I love the most, Philly Thang, and this my brother right here, Al Capone. Don't go into a bar and ask to put it on TV. And remember, at the end of the day, we're all Americans, okay?
Yeah.
All Americans, all of us. If you're born and raised here, you're an American. If another country goes to invade you and they're going to shoot, you're not going to say, are you Republican and Democrat? They just give a shit that you're American. So let's have a healthy election. Let's have fun with it. And no matter what, all right, we're going to get this guy on. I want to get this guy on so many more times because he brings such life to the show. And can't tell you how much you mean to the podcast called Fat Fish, JB.
Amen.
Hey, I appreciate it every time you guys invite me. So, and anytime you need me, I'm here. Let's do this thing, man. I love being on. You guys are great.
Yeah.
By the way, I think your beautiful wife has to bring some of her beautiful friends to meet Al Capone.
wait till my thing meets his thing on. Yeah, they got. Don't. Hey, careful what you wish for, man. That's a beautiful, beautiful entourage that this guy's got going on, man.
Yeah. And he
his son-in-law. Look, I'm safe in my skin. Like I say, his son-in-law looks exactly like Charles Woodson, the X-ray. Exactly. He walked in the bar one night, and all the girls went, "Who's that, Fish?" And I said, "Charles Woodson. Go ask him for some bourbon."
By the way, I know I won't be hearing this. There ain't anything over here for you. You know what I'm saying? We'll invite you over to meet the ladies, JV, and we'll party.
It's fine, but you know, I'll know that if that dude ever come back in, I'll know exactly who he is when he walked through the door, so I know to keep my radar on for people like that. So, yeah,
when JB's in there, that's my security. You know, he's great. You know what's funny about this guy? I'll take one quick story. I think I told it. When we were becoming friends, he sent the bar, and it's the night before the Philadelphia Eagles are playing in the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots a couple years ago. And there's this dude, and nothing's worse than a white dude that thinks he's black. And this dude's got the whole. Look at the laugh. Hey, brother, what you doing there wearing a feather hat, motherfucker? Like that. I go, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And he's giving him shit. And all of a sudden he's being real quiet. And I walk up to the guy and go, would you cut this shit out? It's a friend of mine. All right. Quit giving shit about the Eagles. You're not even a Patriot fan. You're a 49er fan. Fuck you, motherfucker. JB looks at me and goes, does that dude know that I could kill him? And he heard it. Like that. And the dude heard it, and it ended. But I mean, just that quiet. Those are the ones you got to watch out for, Brad. When you worked at the Hollywood Tropicana, it's the really good guys that are quiet. Those are the ones that are the killers.
Quiet assassins. Exactly.
Quiet assassin.
I'm more scared of the quiet assassins than the guy with the big fucking mouth, right?
Yeah.
You know who I am, motherfucker? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're from the fucking valley and live with your parents.
The Philly thing is the quiet assassin. Thanks for coming on today, JB.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it.
See you at the bar.
Love you, man. Love you. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon, Fish.
Thank you.
See you soon, Brad.
You got it, buddy. Say hello to your wife.
Much love. Great having you.
Take care.
Bam.
He's great. He's great. He is.
You look great.
I do.
Great. I can't wait to get this thing on because I'm looking at you and there's a different guy.
Really?
You have to, Brad. You haven't had a haircut like this since we've been doing this podcast. This is 84 shows. Yep. You look like you did in 1992 when you did Johnny Cocktails. Well,
I tell you, yeah, I know. I just got a haircut and a shave for my trip to Sin City to see you, hang out with your family, have some laughs. We're gonna have a lot of laughs, by the way. And yeah, I went to my man Alex at Deuce's Barbershop. It's the greatest barbershop in the world. Pedro is the proprietor of it. I've been going there. I take my dad there for a shave, and it's great. Oh, it's so it's so great sitting in a barbershop and talking shit, telling stories. Pedro's high school buddy was next to me, and we were just shooting the shit, telling just great stuff. I was talking about my high school reunion and all the stuff that I did creatively for it. By the way, I did a movie. I went back to, this is a funny story. I went back to my high school and I wanted to do this little movie about being a student again after, many years.
I saw it.
What?
You showed it to me. It was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. But it's so funny.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you, man. That means a lot from you. Vice Principal Haskins, I go, Mr. Haskins, I would love to come back and shoot a movie. This little movie, I'll stay out of the way, but I need all access. He goes, absolutely, I would love to do it if it was up to me, but the district will not let me do it. There are rules and regulations. I go, oh, that's too bad. I wanted to donate $500 to the school. Do you want to start on Monday?
There's a great scene. There's a great scene when you're kissing the girl. Oh my God, it was fantastic. And
I don't know how I even pulled that off. She was fantastic when she put on her bikini. It was a spoof from Fast Times at Ridgemont High when Judd Reinhold is in the bathroom looking at Phoebe Cates in the pool, and he has a dream of her. Yeah, exactly. He's pulling his putt, and then she walks in on him in the bathroom. So this girl was fantastic. I had cast her. Oh my God, what a body! And then she had to kiss me. I'm like, I don't know if she's going to do that, but she did. She did.
Yeah,
she
did.
By the way,
we got to get that. That's about a 20-minute piece.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. You'll cut it out.
I can chop it up and put. There's a couple of scenes, and one where you're sure. Like, I don't want to give it away because you're going to see shit in this that you're going to say, "Oh my God, how's this guy not have a sitcom right now?" Talking about jerking off. Let me show you the first girl I ever. Let me show you a picture of the first. Not only did I have a crush on this girl when I was hitting my early teens, 12 years old when the show was on TV. But even look at this guy who acted in the show looking at her. This is Gilligan's Island. This is a skipper looking at Mary Ann. Look at that. Look at that. Dawn Wells. I had such a crush on her. Now that Brad, for the late 60s, early 70s, that's really risque to be on TV.
Right.
Look at that.
Shorts, yeah. Oh, she's beautiful. And remember Dukes of Hazzard? Remember, Daisy? With those little those Levi shorts that she wore. Oh my goodness.
Who was the first girl you remember, having like a fantasy over?
Remember Carol Wayne, who was on Carol Wayne was on the Tonight Show.
Big eyes.
And huge knockers.
Huge eyes. Oh,
and
God.
Angie Dickinson, I loved her. Pepper. She played Pepper on I forgot what's the name of that show. Unbelievable. I mean, you know what? Women in the 70s and 80s were spectacular. I mean, Farrah Fawcett. Oh my gosh. Oh, man.
Mine was Pam Grier. I had such a crush on Pam Grier
from Shaft.
And then she does Jackie Brown 30, and she still looks great. Pam Grier as a younger woman.
Yes.
Foxy Brown. She was so, wow, I had such a crush on her. And
did you spank the monkey to her a couple
hell
times?
Yeah. You kidding me? I don't care. I'm the least racist guy on the planet. She's just a beautiful woman.
No. What? If everybody says, I love the chocolate. I love the chocolate with an attitude. All the girls that come in my car, oh my God, I had 4 girls in my car, beautiful chocolate. I took them on Halloween. Saturday night, everybody celebrated Halloween. These girls were smoking. I mean, unbelievable. I go, girls, do you like nice guys or bad boys? And they're going off on the guys and this and that. And they got out of my car. I was like, whoa, I might shut my meter off and join them in the club. Excuse me. They went to a Hollywood nightclub. Oh, man. You know what? beauty is beauty. Who cares?
No matter what you look like, what color you are, beauty is beauty. But
it's the person. I mean, all this bullshit.
it's the way Pam Grier so it was her disposition. And I'm 13 years old, and I had enough. Look, when you're 13 and you're a guy, and girls have the same. Look at them. I just told this story when I was 15. I made out with the chick and went all the way to third base and this and that. And then she tells me she's a lesbian, and I'm not for her. All right, but at 13, I wasn't. At 13, I was just wait a minute, what? Oh my God. It's getting oh my God, it's hard. Well, you got to do what you do, and then not what? And Pam Grier did it for me. And if you ever watch this podcast, Pam Grier, know that a young guy in LA growing up had wonderful fantasies. And it's normal. You could talk about it on Fat Fish because every single person has had fantasies. I don't care if you're the most conservative person on the planet. You've jerked off.
Absolutely. All these people say, I don't have to jerk off. I'm this, I'm that. Shut up. You jerk off. Probably more than us, you and I. I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
not you.
That's you. My favorite app is Pornhub. Yeah. So yeah, my parents.
Brad, you should go down to Brad. Brad has a basement in his house, and see the pictures in the back of his wall of famous comedians and delis. If you look at his basement, if he had a picture of every single woman that he's jerked off to, okay, the basement would be miles long. Okay,
That's healthy.
Wait, Brad, who's that? Well, she was an extra on the Love Boat in 1974. No, not Julie. So no, it's okay, folks. We talk about this, and I get shit from my wife, but it's okay to admit that you masturbated or you masturbate, because when you masturbate, you can be married as long as I am, 34 years. You have an active mind, and you still see things, and you want to. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to ever make love to this other woman because I love my wife. Well, how can you jerk off if you have a wife? I make love to my wife, but if there's some, it's hard to explain. All right.
No, it's healthy. You're allowed to jerk off. If you probably tell Vicky, listen, I jerked off 4 hours ago. She goes, good. That's good. That's healthy for me. I mean, come on, man.
You know what she tells me? Yeah. I just had a male hooker. Good.
Wait, so when you take the 5-minute military shower, I mean, you rub one out, right?
No.
Not in the shower?
No, I don't know. We go through this all the time, but I don't know why people take my brother Bobby. I love this kid to death. 20-minute showers. What are you doing? He's not rubbing one out. How much could you lather yourself? What are you thinking about for 20 minutes? I'm a conservationist, so I think of myself, how much water you're wasting in 20 minutes? Come on.
Who cares? You go in the shower. It's relaxing. Me and Bobby have that in common. I love taking a long, hot shower.
Go in a jacuzzi. That's more relaxing. You could jerk off in a jacuzzi.
Well, I asked you that question. So where do you jerk off? In your office right there? Where do you?
In your basement?
In my basement.
I'm trying to add some pictures to the wall.
Oh, my God. I think I've told this story before. So I've been living with my parents and taking care of them for 11 and a half years. So we lived in another place, and before where we are now, and it was Sunday, and I was relaxing, watching some TV in my room, and I knew I could always hear my dad or my mom come down the hall because I was in it was like the bathroom and the other bedroom were on the other side. Well, I'll rub one out right now. I'm fucking horny, so I start jerking off, and all of a sudden I look to my left, and my dad is watching me. And my dad looks at me and he says, enjoying yourself? I go, yeah.
And then he took a picture. Dad. He said, Brad, is this an 8x10 or a 4x6 for the wall? Hey, Brad, real quick. We haven't talked in a while. We got a few minutes here for Nanny. But you know what? I took Nanny out of the show last week because you weren't here. I did the cackle and I said, Nanny client, and I got emotional. Watch the last show. So I said, I love you. What's his face? Keith Berman's kicking ass. His numbers are terrific with the chemo. He's battling a cancer that's a 1%. And guess what? He's the 1%. He's kicking this fucking thing's ass. Go Keith Berman. All right.
We love you, man. I can't wait to meet you. Give you a fucking hug and a kiss. You keep fighting.
Don't do that.
Buddy. You're gonna be. Look at Jeff Ezel, the stories he told you last week. Oh my gosh. Never give up. Never give up. By the way, I wanted to talk about this Cloudwater. We talk about it on the show. It's unbelievable. It's a seltzer, but it's good for your gut. I got a big gut. It's also a great mixer, right? Correct.
Yes.
You the bartender for 100 years, and it's so good. I'm drinking half tea and half lemonade, but the boys at Cloudwater, you go cloudwaterbrands.com. That's cloudwaterbrands.com. You put in the family-friendly discount, Fatfish 20. Get yourself a case. There's a case coming for you, by the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's selling, you know what? It's selling so good. I don't blame them, you know? So, hey,
Really
catch us
good.
again, folks. Fat Fish Podcast. This is show number 84. Okay. 1984. What a great year.
Great.
We're on Facebook, Roku TV, DB TV. Okay. We're on YouTube. Podbean, all our listeners. TikTok, it's 6134. Fish is 6134. Next week is show number 85. We're going to have, we're going to talk about the election. We're going to talk about the president of the United States and what it means. But again, be safe, everybody. Be safe. I got one thing to say before Nanny takes us out, for Dave Linden takes us out.
Okay.
You brought up John Belushi and John Candy and
Chris Farley.
They were great. Not only were they great, I found great people and great dramatic actors. I cannot say I'm not an actor, you are.
Yeah.
But one thing you have, I've seen it, and one thing they have, when you're a comedic guy, Adam Sandler too, Steve Carell, Will Ferrell, phenomenal dramatic actors. That makes him a better actor than dramatic actors trying to do comedy. Sorry.
How about Robin Williams? He was unbelievable. Comics are great dramatic actors, hands down. We just understand it. We just know how to deliver. And I've done some dramatic roles I'm very proud of. And I was on Sons of Anarchy. It was unbelievable. It was one of the best roles I ever did. But that's the thing. That's the thing people don't know about comic actors, is they are great dramatic actors too,
Yeah, well, John Candy, love you, John Candy, but I don't care about Uncle Buck and Stripes. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is still one of the top 10 tear-jerking moments. Robin Williams in Awakenings, when he can't save De Niro and you see him crying with Julie Kavner, you're thinking, this is Mork? This is the guy who has the greatest stand-up act in Hollywood right now, and he's pulling off the most dramatic role where he's up for a Saturn Award and a SAG Award, and he should have been nominated for an Academy Award. Speaking about good-looking awards right here, we'll take some still shots. Brad's coming to Vegas, everybody. Hookers, strippers, get what? He's got a lot of dollar bills in his pocket right now. Look at
dollar bills. That's old school, buddy. 20s, baby, 20s.
That's my boy.
Rent for the strippers. And of course, I walk in and they say the same thing. You're gorgeous. God, you're unbelievable. I am. They want it. They need the green dollar, and I'm happy to give it to them.
Can I give you some advice when they say that to you? And they do. I'll give you some advice from a guy who's had
one thing. You pay for it one way or another. You get married, you get a girlfriend or a stripper. You might as well, as they say, pay for them to leave at the end.
I got two lines for you. When a girl says to you, "You're gorgeous," when a girl says to you, "You're gorgeous," you don't go, "I am." You go, "You're damn right. I got swag." And then tell the younger ones this line. He goes, "You like older men?" And they say, "Why?" I goes, "Because we don't yell, tell, or swell, and afterwards we're grateful as hell." Dave Linden, take us out.
Wait a minute. The greatest line, don't forget. Hey, your last name must be Campbell's because you're good.
Dave On that note, this is number 84. JB, what do you think, man? Good shit, right?
Love you, thing.
See you next week. You've been listening to the Fat Fish Podcast, heard on all your favorite platforms. Until next time.